work in the morning because I think the approve the time um,
Mhm.
that I will work in the night.
Okay, so you work in the morning and you work at night too?
Maybe I can work two times, but I prefer in the morning because I approve all day rest day.
Okay, and how many hours do you work per day?
Ah, diamond. Uh, mm, maybe 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah,
12 hours non-stop.
yeah, don't stop. The is the 6 to 6.
Six from God damn it. That's impressive, you know.
Yeah, I do remember to tell you that I have to work,
Mhm.
so I work in uh the one job is in the Brazil and the other work is in Vista in New Zealand.
Mm.
There are different hours and it's very complicated because I awake in the 6 a.m.
Mhm. Okay.
For the work in Brazil, and the other work is the 9 p.m. and 6 no 9 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay.
And the hours in the Brazil is the 6 a.m. At 3 p.m. Mhm.
Oh, I get it. Okay. So, okay, in that case, you can use from to. So whenever you want to explain your working hours, so you can say, I work from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
yeah. So from and to, right? Okay, all right. But I guess you enjoy your job, right?
Yeah, I enjoy my job.
That's what matters. That's what matters. That's important thing.
I make my crazy, but but I love it. I love
Okay,
it, my work.
that's the point. That's the point. I've met. That's not strange, but that's like not so common. A lot of people work 12 hours and they hated it. They hate it. They hate their
Yeah.
jobs. So why would you do something you hate for 12 hours every day? That's nonsense, right? So that's why I'm asking you, do you love it? I hope you do. And I know you love it. That's fine. That's well, you know. And okay, Jorge. All right. Okay. So Jose, good morning. How you doing? Hi, Jose. Can you hear me?
Hi, Jose.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
Can
Hello,
you hear us?
hello.
Oh, how you doing?
Um, Doing fine, thanks. What about you?
Doing great, doing fine. So we were talking with Jorge.
Mhm.
Jose, how many hours do you work per day?
Um, Sometimes the normal, like well, 8 hours, uh,
Mm, okay.
and yeah, sometimes when we have some critical tasks,
Hmm.
more than 10 hours, maybe.
More than 10 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so my question is, do you love your job, Jose?
Yep.
You love it. All right.
Hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So today we are going to work with the other book. So we're not going to be working with Touchstone. Instead, we are going to be working with this book right here, which is that one. But okay, let me share the audio because if not, let's share sound. Sure. So we are going to work with computer vocabulary. Okay, I think that's useful, and that's why we are going to work today with that one. So it's conferences. No, it's where is it? It's right here. Computers. Okay. So remember, this is a book of vocabulary and listening. So we're not going to be working with the other one. So okay, so Victor's coming, Itzel's coming. So okay, let me check. So Jorge's here, Jose's here, Victor Soto's here, and Itzel is here. Okay. So Itzel, good morning. How you doing?
Hi, teacher. Good morning. I'm good. And what about you?
Doing fine. Thank you. Doing fine. And okay, Victor, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, teacher. Fine.
Okay. All right. So as I was saying, today we are going to be working with computers. Okay, so we're not going to be working with the other book because we are going to analyze computers vocabulary. So it says here, study the following definitions and examples. Okay, so access to begin with. Access has the main syllable in the first syllable. You wouldn't say access, but access. Okay, so access as a noun means the ability to enter, the ability to enter or use something as a noun, access. Okay, so access as a noun has this main syllable in the first one, access. And as a verb is access, right? So there's a difference there. Okay, and as a verb means accesar y acceso como sustantivo. And then allocate, what do you think, Itzel, it's allocate in your own words, according to the definition?
It's like I don't know if it is correct, like assign something for something, for a person or for a animal. I don't know, but it's like a assign.
Yeah, like destinar, right?
Yeah.
Destinar, designate for a specific purpose, designar. So the office manager did not allocate enough money. No designó, no designó suficiente dinero para la compra de software. Designó. O destinó también puede ser eso, designó o destinó. ¿Ves que dicen destinó dinero a tal cosa, no? Allocate is that word, destinar.
Horrible.
It's allocate. And then we have the word compatible, right? Hey, Rebecca, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, fine, and you?
Doing great, thank you. Okay, Rebecca, in your own words, what do you think is compatible?
Like matching?
Matching. So able to function together, exactly. So when two things can work together, they are compatible, right?
Right.
Okay, so then we have delete and delete. Victor, what do you think is delete in your own words?
Delete. It's supreme information.
Exactly.
Supreme something.
Exactly, to remove, to erase. So technicians deleted all the data, right? Borraron toda la información. Okay, so display. Jose, in your own words, what do you think is display as a noun?
As a noun,
As a noun.
it's a device to see images. Yeah.
Exactly. And what do you think it is as a verb?
To show that images.
Exactly. Display sometimes also means desplegar. Right? So display the information is demostrar o desplegar la información, right?
Okay.
So exactly. Okay. So duplicate. Okay, in your own words, Jorge, what do you think is duplicate as a verb?
When you duplicate when information, for example, when you duplicate one or some ID, some information, for example.
Okay.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe that.
Yeah, when you make a copy, right?
Yeah.
So you make a copy of something, to duplicate something. To produce, it says here, to produce something equal or something identical. Yeah, that's duplicate. And then we have failure. Failure means as a noun, an unsuccessful work, or for una falla. ¿No?
Or when you make mistakes, for example.
All right, yeah. So that's a noun. Failure is a noun. If you want the verb, would be fail, fail to. So for example, you could say something like, so the computer failed to show or failed to display the information. Falló al mostrar la información, ¿no? Failed to.
Or when you compile the code and to fail the compiler, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a word that I guess you have seen a lot, right? Fail to show something, because it's used a lot in a computer world. So yeah, fail to, fallar en. And then figure out. So figure out means to understand or to solve something. So for example, by examining all the errors, the technicians figure out how to fix the problem. So figure out how, these three words can mean something like descubrieron cómo. Descubrieron cómo. So figure out how to fix the problem. Descubrieron cómo arreglar el problema. Or we figured out, nos dimos cuenta. You can also have that meaning. We figured out that it would take us at least 10 minutes to download the file. Nos dimos cuenta, nos percatamos, entendimos. So it's solve. Instead of using solve, using this word, you use this word figure out. I couldn't figure it out. No pude resolverlo. I couldn't figure it out. Resolver, right? And then, okay, in your own words, Jorge, what is ignore?
When you ignore some warning, for example, when you compile the code. What else? When you ignore the order and your boss.
When you ignorar, right? Notice,
Yeah.
notice. Notice, by the way, no significa noticia, sino darse cuenta. So if you want to say, oh, no me di cuenta, I didn't notice. I didn't notice. Or, notice, or this word right here, which is realize. So if you say, I didn't notice, it would be something like, no me di cuenta, no lo noté. So I didn't realize también es un poco lo mismo, no me percaté, no me di cuenta, I didn't realize.
I have a question, teacher.
Tell me, yeah.
What means realize with C? what means realize with S? Or is it the same?
Realize, I think I wrote it wrong, perhaps, but realize with, let me check. I'm not sure, to make me doubt. So let me check, it's right here, word reference. No, it's not. Realize, no, it's only with C, right? Okay, let me check. A ver. Realize, no, realize means darse cuenta de, right? Realize. But with S, I'm not sure. What is realize with S? Darse cuenta de. Realize with S, realize is. Okay, so
Mm,
you can write it with con S o
Ah.
con Z, ¿no? Creo que sí es la misma palabra, pero significan lo mismo, solo que se escriben de manera distinta. Mira,
oh,
no, no lo sabía, yo nomás me la sabía con Z. Entonces, vale, eso es realize. And then search. Search is a noun, right? And it means investigation or to look for. As a verb, it means to look for. So remember, search is used in this computer technician world by I'm searching the information. Or when you have a taskbar, you know, it says searching, right? Because search has to do with looking for information.
Or when you search in the Google,
Exactly. When you
when
search.
you're looking for some data, for example.
All right, but in that case, you could use this word browse. I'm browsing some information. So when you're talking about Google and looking information in Google, I'm browsing information. So browse, it's a suitable word when you're talking about Google and looking for information in Google, right? So search, it means also buscar, ¿no? O sea, investigar. Or you have this phrase, I'm doing some research, which is more common, I guess. Doing some research or do some research like this. Doing some research means investigar. So you wouldn't use the word investigate. I mean, investigate is fine, but remember, they don't like to use, or you're not likely to use words with a Latin root meaning. Palabras latinas. Investigate es una palabra de origen latino. Y por latino no me refiero a de Latinoamérica, sino de latín, pues, ¿no? O sea, de donde
Del
viene
idioma latín.
el latín, donde viene el español y donde son todos los, y por eso se llama Latinoamérica, ¿no? Pero bueno, investigate is like that, so you wouldn't say that, but doing some research, right? It's the same as probably. Of course, you can use probably, right? And it exists, but the more thing, the most common thing you're going to hear is likely instead of probably. So I'm not likely to go. You could say that. I'm not likely to go. Es probable que no vaya, ¿no? I'm not likely to go. Or, of course, you could say, probably I will not go. You could also say that, and that would be fine, but this is more common, likely to. They are likely to present the project at the end of the month. So what did I say in that case, Rebecca? They are likely to present the project at the end of the month.
How? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, what's the meaning of that phrase? They are likely to present the project at the end of the month. What is that?
Likely is like, I don't know to say in English, but in Spanish es como gustar, ¿no? Como no les gustaría presentar algo, les gustaría presentar algo.
They would like, that would be les gustaría, no? They'd like to present. But when you have a subject, right? You have a subject, let's say they, and then you have the auxiliary verbs am, is, or are. In this case, they are. And then you have the word like, likely.
Okay.
And then you have a verb in infinitive form. They are likely to. Es probable que ellos.
Okay. Yeah.
So they are likely to present the project at the end of the month. So what am I saying in that case, Rebecca?
As they... No, espera. Estoy como otra vez.
They are likely to present the project at the end of the month.
Como ellos quieren presentar algo.
No, they are likely to present. Well, let's say put forward, which is a more.
Yes, because it's a little bit.
It's confusing,
Tricky.
right? Yeah. So they're likely to put forward a project at the end of the month. By the way, put forward means presentar algo. It's a more suitable word. So itself, they are likely to put forward a project at the end of the month. What is that in Spanish?
Ellos probablemente presenten el proyecto al final del mes.
Exactamente. So they are likely, right? So in that case, you could have used something like, probably they will put forward the project. Probablemente van a presentar, pero that's not that common. This is more common, right? They're likely to. Okay. All right. So shut down, then we have the word shut down. So in your own words, Jose, what do you think is shut down?
Turning off the yeah.
In your own words, what do you think?
It's like turning off and yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So when you're talking about gadgets, right? So that means apagar, turn off. That's why they say turn off the light. Turn off the light, apaga las luces, no? Or turn it off, apágalo, turn it off. When you're talking about devices or gadgets. But when you're talking about enterprises, it means irse a la quiebra. O cerrar porque se fueron a la quiebra, ¿no? So my company shut it down. My company shut down. I'm not sure what is the past participle for shut, but let me guess. Shut. But I wanted in past conjugations. Okay, what is it? Past? No. God damn it, it's in Oxford. So whenever you want to see how to conjugate.
It was in the yeah.
This one, yeah. In Oxford is easier, you know, because you have verb forms and then you have go here. Okay, past participle, past simple is the same. Shut. So it doesn't have past form. Shut. So, so my company shut down after months of losing money. So what am I saying in that case, Jose? My company shut down a month ago. That one. My company shut down a month ago.
Mi compañía se fue a la quiebra hace un mes.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So, and finally, we have the word warning, which is a noun. It means una alerta, right? A warning. So the red flashing light gives a warning to users that the battery is low. Gives a warning. Les da una advertencia. Or flashing images on a web page are warnings to attract users' attention. Like pop-up ads, perhaps. Do you remember that word, pop-up ads? It was like this, right? Pop-up ads. What is a pop-up ad?
The ads that appears on a website, for example, when you are navigating.
Exactly. When you're browsing.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Exactly. So we're going to use those words, and okay, we're not going to do this one, but family words. Remember, family words is the best way to learn a word. It's the best way to do it. So remember, access, it's a noun, means acceso, and access means accesar. And then you have the adjective form, which is accessible. It means accessible, right? Accessible. All right, then you have the word allocate. So it said, do you remember what is the meaning of allocate as a verb?
Asignar de... Yeah, asignar.
Exactamente. Okay, and so, Rebecca, what do you think is allocation? I mean, as a noun. If allocate is asignar, what do you think is allocation?
como designar.
Designar es un verbo.
Allocation of recurse school. I don't know. I'm not sure because I use that.
Okay. So allocation means como destino de un destino diferente de los recursos.
Sí, no, pero dije destinar, o sea, no se usa igual.
Ah, pero destinar es un verbo. O sea, destinar es el verbo allocate, right?
Okay.
But we are looking for the noun. What is the noun
Okay.
version of that verb, right? So perhaps the exact word would be, what is allocation? Destino, destino de algo. Asignación, distribución. De una distribución.
Okay.
Distribución distinta de los recursos, ¿no? It says here, a different allocation of resources.
Okay.
So allocated, which is the adjective, destinado, right? So the allocated money was never spent. El dinero designado o el dinero asignado nunca fue gastado en nuevos monitores. So then you have duplicate as a verb, ya dijimos que es, but duplicate is also a noun, which means duplicado. And to be honest, I have no idea what is the difference between duplicate and duplication. Right? Because duplicate means duplicado and duplication also means duplicado. So I'm not sure. We need to look it up, right? And you can tell me, because I have no idea what is the difference between duplicate and duplication. For me, it's the same, but it must be a difference. So it says here, don't worry, I have a duplicate on my hard drive. Bueno, no te preocupes, tengo un duplicado en mi disco duro. En la duplicación de las técnicas de manejo. Ah, ok, un duplicado. Okay, maybe I get it. A duplicate means duplicado. Duplication perhaps means duplicación, but it's kind of weird, right? So what do you think, Itzel? What's the difference in your opinion?
El verbo sería duplicar, el noun sería duplicado, o sea, duplicación. It's only the how do you use this word, right?
Perhaps duplicate means the thing, right? Un duplicado, una cosa. We have a duplicate. Duplication perhaps means el acto de duplicar. Creo que por ahí va el asunto. Duplication se refiere al acto de duplicar y duplicate a la cosa, al duplicado.
Okay.
Creo que por ahí va, sí. Entonces, duplicate, duplicado, la cosa. I have a duplicate, un duplicado de llaves, de información. Y duplication es la duplicación.
Duplicate es como la acción y duplication es como cuando lo aplicas o algo así. Eso suena muy chistoso, pero no sé.
Sí, es que duplicate es el verbo duplicar, pero la cosa es la diferencia entre duplicate y duplication. O sea, porque los dos son sustantivos. Entonces, lo que estamos diciendo es que duplicate es la cosa, el duplicado. And so I lost my key, but I have a duplicate. Ah, perdí mi copia, pero tengo un duplicado. O I lost all my information, but I have a duplicate. Creo que ese es duplicate como sustantivo y duplication es el acto de duplicar. La duplicación. Right? But you need to look it up. I think that's my idea. So I'm not sure. So noun, remember failure is a noun. It means what, Victor? As a noun, failure.
Like a what?
As a noun.
Here is a mistake.
Una falla, right? Okay, and what do you think is as a verb? I mean, fail.
I don't know. Is, for example, I will fail with delivery.
I will fail with delivery. But what is that in Spanish?
Ayer la liberación no fue correcta.
Okay, so yeah, but as a verb, remember, you're going to use it like this. Fail to, and then another verb. Fallar en, es como decir fallar en. So I failed to show you love. Fallé en mostrarte amor, ¿no? I failed to tell you the truth. Fallé en decirte la verdad. Fallar en, y luego otro verbo es fail to y el otro verbo. Okay. And then we have the word adjective. I mean, the adjective, which is fallible. And fallible means falible, which is the opposite of infalible. It means it can commit mistakes, right? So even a computer is fallible. Incluso una computadora es falible, es decir, puede cometer errores. Entonces, finally, we have the verb ignore, right? And ignore means ignorar. So what do you think, Jose? Ignorance and ignored. What is ignorance?
Ignorance is like the how to say, like the state of no not know about that.
Okay, so what is the word in Spanish?
Ignorancia.
Ignorancia. So ignorance, it's often used with about. So sorry for my ignorance about computers. Sorry for my ignorance about this topic. Mi ignorancia al respecto de sería ignorance about. And then we have the adjective, which is ignored. And ignored means ignorado, right? I was ignored by the people. Ignorado por las personas. Or the ignored computer glitch.
Question.
Tell me.
What's the difference of ignorance and of knowledge?
Acknowledge.
Of knowledge.
I don't know that word. Could you write it down, please? In the chat?
Desconocimiento.
Knowledge.
Desconocimiento.
Desconocimiento.
Of knowledge.
Good. Of knowledge?
On.
Unknown, acknowledge. Well, let me check.
I have read this word in some mails.
Acknowledge, like this.
So, like that, sir.
Okay. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. It doesn't.
It's
find
not a correct word, so.
Oh, okay. Let me check. Acknowledge. No. Could you write it down in the chat, please?
Yeah.
Acknowledge. Maybe like this.
Where's the chat?
On knowledge.
That's right.
On no. Yeah, it's right. But it doesn't appear. Did you mean acknowledge? Yeah, acknowledge means reconocer. I haven't seen that word, but I guess if you said that it's desconocimiento, perhaps a more polite way of saying ignorance, right? Because ignorance is too hard. Es como ignorancia. Yo creo que es una palabra más suavecita de acknowledge. Sorry for my unknowledge about this topic, right? Por mi desconocimiento de.
Okay.
So ignored means ignorado, right? Ignored. And then as a verb, warn, advertir. I'm warning you. Te estoy advirtiendo. ¿Eh? I'm warning you. Warning, it's a noun, advertencia. And then warning as well is an adjective. It means de advertencia. Los signos de advertencia. So warning signs. Mis palabras de advertencia, my warning words. Cuando quieran decir algo de advertencia, le ponen warning detrás. ¿Vale? Okay, so having that in mind, we can start with the listening comprehension. Okay, remember, this is a little bit hard, but it's useful because it simulates the real world. Estos audios están medio difíciles en el sentido de que no son como los audios de los otros libros, ¿no? De I am your friend. So what are you doing? Está un poco más Más raro. Vamos a verlo. Esperen, voy a cerrar la sesión y lo vuelvo a abrir. ¿Sale? Vamos a ver.
Different topics like beginning, intermediate, and advanced.
Mhm.
For the beginning was easy, the listening part.
Mhm.
Was slow. Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah. Mhm.
But for intermediate, we practice the listening with songs. For example, we
Okay.
need to complete the letters,
Mhm.
the lyrics,
The lyrics, yeah.
the lyrics for one song. At the beginning was easy because was like imagine all the people and this kind of but after we have well for a bands
Mhm.
courses
Mhm.
was so difficult because what we practice with maybe difficult songs or kind of this.
Mhm.
This was my experience. No, how do you say experience?
Experience.
Experience, yeah, with the listening in my classes.
All right. Okay. So with songs, as long as I understand, it's
Yeah.
you have practice with songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Tel. And what about you, Jose? What has been your experience with listening in your English career?
Yeah, I think most of the how do you say courses? How do you say courses?
Courses? Yeah.
Yeah, courses were in English, and yeah, but sometimes some like conferences or trainings, and yeah, it was sometimes a bit confusing because there there were people from many other countries, and they speak English so different.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's quite different. I mean,
Yeah.
when you work with real life conversations, it's quite different because they go faster and they don't go slow, they go fast, right? So we need to practice. That's why this listening part right here is quite useful because it's real life conversations, or kind of. I mean, not so real, but they try to emulate that. So, okay, thank you, Jose. So what about you, Victor? What has been your experience with listening in your English courses?
Well, in general, listening for me has been complicated because I don't listen very well in general.
Mhm.
I just like audition limitation.
Okay.
And even in Spanish, sometimes I need to rely on the context to understand.
Mhm.
So in the courses and now in work, it's really complicated for me.
Okay. And how did you practice that on your own, Victor?
Well, I try to see some movies that I know of memory.
Okay.
Before, just with subtitles, and after that with totally in English without subtitles,
Okay.
and try to understand the context of the dialogues.
All right. That's a good technique. Yeah, that's a really good one. Okay, Victor, thank you. Thank you. And Rebecca, what about you? What has been your experience?
My experience with listening, and it's okay because I prefer the listening because I listen all my series and music in English, and it's more help más bien helps me to understand better in English the verbs and the adjectives and something like that.
All right. Okay. All right. And did you feel, Rebecca, did you feel the difference between working listening in your classroom and listening in the real life? Did you feel a difference?
Yes, a lot.
Why? Why do you think that happens?
Because it depends the vocabulary that the other use. I don't know. My cousin lives in New York, so it's very hard to understand the English in that part because talks too quickly.
Mhm.
And it's like, wait a minute, I don't understand that uh, that you say because it's very fast. But if I spoke with, I don't know, someone it's learning English too, or someone it's like Chicano or así,
Mhm.
it's more easy to have a conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, that has to do with the varieties of English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So have you ever heard the Cockney accent in UK? That's an impossible to understand Cockney accent, they call it. It's too hard. I don't even understand most of the
I
people.
don't. I think I don't listen to, uh, o sea, como esa parte del inglés. Only the New York City, because I have a friend who is from New York. My
Mhm,
family have a hostel home,
mhm.
and I know in the hostel, but he talks me very slow because if he talks like he talks,
Mhm.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, they go fast. Exactly. All right. Okay, Rebecca, thank you. And finally, Jorge. So what has been your experience, Jorge, with listening in your courses of English?
Um, I think I'm fine because I have the opportunity and talking the other people in the other countries.
Mhm.
And it's it's a little bit difficult, but because um, speak very fast, and I I it's very hard for me because I sometimes I don't understand
Mhm.
because I speak very fast, but um, I don't know. Uh, with the class, when you explain and connected words, uh, you you give me um, facilities uh, for I understand more in the people the other country when speaking English. Mhm.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Connected speech is important. I mean, that's why they speak that fast because they connect the words all the
Yeah,
time. So they can
because the sound is different.
sound is different. Exactly. Mhm. Exactly. So remember that connected speech. You want to be fluent, you need to work on connected speech. That's the only
Yeah,
way. Mhm.
yeah,
And phonetics as well, right? So remember, all the things we have been seeing about, okay, so whenever you have a T and a D in the middle of a vowel sound, you can change it to R. All those things have to do with speaking and listening. And the more you pay attention to that, the more you will be able to speak. Or, I mean, you don't have to speak that fast. Remember, you do not have to speak that fast, but you need to understand when they speak fast. So you don't have to do it. You can speak as slow as you can, and that's going to be okay. There is nothing wrong with it. But we need to understand when they speak fast, right? So, okay, whatever. We're going to do the following thing. So it says here, look at the picture and listen to the sentences. Choose the sentence that best describes the picture. So we are going to hear sorry, we're going to listen to 4 different descriptions, and you need to choose which one is the best one to describe the image right here. All right. Okay, so it's letter 6. It's that one.
Lesson number 6, Listening Comprehension. Part 1, Photo. Number 1, look at the picture marked number 1.
A.
The computers are in the display window.
B.
The duplicate photos are on the table.
C.
The computers are shut down.
D.
The programs are deleted.
All right. So, Rebecca, what did you hear? Which is the best one?
What is the qué?
What is the best description for the image?
I didn't listen to, sorry.
No. All right. Victor, what do you think is the best description for the image right here?
The image.
Ajá. So, bueno, van a escuchar, esas 4 cosas que escucharon son descripciones. Ujú. Lo que ustedes tienen que hacer es decirme cuál descripción de esas 4 encaja mejor con la imagen que están viendo ahí. Vamos a irlos otra vez, ¿sale? Vamos a irlos otra vez.
The computers are shut down?
The computers are shut down, exactly. Which is letter what?
I don't remember the letter. That's just the sentence.
Okay, yeah, it's letter C, right? So the computers are shut down, están apagadas. Okay, all right. So part 2, it says here, listen to the question and the 3 responses. Choose the response that best answers the question. Okay, so we are going to hear a question, and then we are going to hear 3 responses. So you need to choose the best answer for the question. Okay? Is that clear? Yep, kind of.
Yeah, it's clear.
All right.
Yeah.
Part 2, Question Response. Number 2.
Have you shut down your computer yet?
A. It's still on. B. I just got my computer last week. C. Here's the showdown.
Okay, going to listen again.
A. It's still on.
Response. Number 2.
Have you shut down your computer yet?
Okay, so what is that question to begin with, Victor, in Spanish?
¿Tu computadora aún?
Okay, bien.
A. It's still on.
Okay, what's that?
Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah.
Es tardado.
No,
No escuché.
Está todavía encendida, ¿no?
exactly. It's still on. Mhm.
Still on.
It's still on. He says something like this. It's still on. Todavía está prendida. Mhm.
Oh my God, the listen is too long.
Still on. That happens, yeah. Okay, but remember, that's why I was telling you, it's still on. Nada más escucharon una S, ¿no? It's still on. Entonces, no dijo it's still. Nosotros queremos escuchar it's still, right? With 2 S. But you're only going to hear 1 S because tienen esto. Eso hace que esas 2 palabras se peguen. Y en vez de que escuchen it's still on, que es lo que probablemente queremos escuchar, vamos a escuchar it's still on. It's still on. Todavía está prendida. Entonces, okay. Connected speech. Again, that's the only way to understand. It's still on. Okay, all right. Exactly.
I have a question.
Tell me.
This sentence. When I write on
Hmm.
with capital letter, it's encendido. But like that, without lowercase, it's sobre T. ¿Es correcto?
It's still on. Pues es que depende. Creo que sí tienes razón. Creo que es si lo pones con la mayúscula. pero no estoy muy seguro. A ver, on, still on. Podría ser, pero no estoy muy seguro. La verdad es que no estoy muy seguro. Yo solo sé que on puede ser, bueno, es la preposición sobre. Ujú. Pero no necesariamente puedes decir on así. A ver, de hecho, es una buena pregunta. Es una buena pregunta. Si pones on con mayúscula, ¿es algo distinto? Mm, Encendido. No, mira, está con minúscula. Dice, the computer ya está encendida. The computer is already on. No, mira, aquí ponen este ejemplo, ¿no? Realmente eso de que vaya en mayúscula, pues es si empezaras la idea con esa palabra.
Okay.
Yep. So, okay. So we're going to the following thing.
B. I just got my computer last week.
Okay, what is that, Jose? In Spanish.
Recién conseguí obtuve mi computadora la semana pasada.
Exactly.
C. Here's the showdown.
Okay, and what is that, Rebecca?
Está, dice que está apagada, ¿no? Shut down.
Here's the shutdown. Here's the shutdown, but he's talking about an object. Because here's the...
Just got my computer last week. C. Here's the showdown.
Okay, here's the... Si dice here's the, es aquí está el... Y quizás shutdown, ahí en ese caso significa que está el botón de apagado.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to listen to the next question.
Number 3.
Do you want to duplicate it or delete it?
A. Oh, I definitely need a copy. B. I'll do it double time. C. Deleted files go into the recycle bin. D. I'll do it double. A.
3.
Do you want to duplicate it or delete it?
Okay, so what is she asking, Itzel?
¿Quieres duplicarlo o eliminarlo?
Okay, muy bien.
A. Oh, I definitely need a copy.
Okay, what is that, Itzel?
Definitivamente, I understand. ¿Necesito una copia?
Exactly. I definitely need a copy. Okay, and Victor, what is that?
B. I'll do it double time.
Lo hice 2 veces.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Double
¿Lo haré
time.
2 veces?
Haré 2 veces. Ujú. Okay, muy bien.
C. Deleted files go into the recycle bin.
Okay, and what is that, Rebecca? Hi, Rebecca. Are you there?
Yeah, but I have problems with my internet.
Okay, you didn't listen.
No, but
Okay.
yeah, can you repeat the
Time. C.
That one.
Deleted files go into the recycle bin.
So what is that?
the deleted files is como los archivos borrados, como que los busquen como en el basurero?
It says deleted files go into the recycle.
¿No? Como que revise donde como están borrados.
Es como la papelera, ¿no? O sea, los archivos borrados van a la papelera.
Justo.
The little files go into the recycle bin. Okay. Okay, so what is the best response, Jorge, in your opinion? A, B, or C?
Sí.
See, the little files go into the recycle bin?
No.
So what was the question to begin with? What was the question? Do you remember?
¿Quieres duplicar o eliminar? ¿No?
Exactly. So it said, what is the best response? A, B, or C?
A, because they say definitivamente necesita una copia.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Definitivamente, ¿quieres eliminarlos o guardarlos, no? Bueno, o duplicarlos. No, definitivamente necesito una copia. Okay. So remember, Jorge, do you remember another way to say respaldar información? So, what word would you use in that case, Jorge? Respaldar.
Backup information.
Exactly. Backup information. And backup also means una copia. So I have my backup here in my USB driver. Tengo mi copia aquí en mi USB, ¿no? Ok, vamos a ver aquí la conversation. Okay, so it says here, listen to the dialogue, then read each question and choose the best response. Okay, so Rebecca, please, would you read number 4?
Yeah. What happened when the man tries to access his mail? Letter A, the computer shut down. Letter B, a warning appears on the screen. Letter C, he hears a beeping noise. Letter D, the screen turns black. Turns black. This is the question to turn in.
All right. Okay, and Rebecca, what do you understand by beeping noise in Spanish?
Like beep, yes, no?
Exactly, a beeping noise. All right, and Rebecca, what do you think? Well, I mean, what do you think turns black means?
That it's shut down, no? Like off all the computers.
O se pone, o sea, turns, cuando viene la palabra turns y luego un color, se pone. La pantalla se pone negra, ¿no? También pueden tener la palabra go. So this go también sirve para describir cambios en color. Se puede decir the screen goes black.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. And Victor, how would you read letter number 5?
What will the man to do? Now, letter A, turn off the computer. Letter B, get a new monitor. Letter C, use a different program. Letter D, wait some more time.
Exactly. Okay, and what is turn off?
Turn off apagar.
Exactly. All right. Okay, thank you. And finally, Itzel, how would you read letter 6? Number 6, sorry.
What does the woman suggest doing? A, working harder. B, taking the computer back to the store. C, calling someone to fix the computer. D, ignoring the problem.
All right. And what is taking the computer back to the store?
Like regresar la computadora a la tienda.
All right. Okay, so we are going to listen. So we're going to listen to the conversation, all right? And you need to try to respond to these 3 questions. So here we go.
Part 3, Short Conversation. Numbers 4 through 6 relate to the following conversation.
I can't figure this out. When I tried to access my email program, the monitor went black.
It sounds like there's a problem with the display.
Let me shut down the computer and then try one more time.
If that fails to work, you should call in a repair person right away. You shouldn't ignore a problem like this.
Okay. Okay.
Part 4, Talk.
No.
Questions.
Okay, we're going to hear again that part.
Numbers 4 through 6 relate to the following conversation.
I can't figure this out. When I tried...
Okay, what is that part? It said, I can't figure this out.
No, I don't understand.
No, he says this one. I can't figure this out. Okay, so what is that? Do you remember? It said what was figured out something. Oh.
It's like We checking the last page. It's like averiguar or investigar.
Resolver, ¿no? Ajá. Es como
Ok.
averiguar, resolver. No puedo resolver esto, ¿no? No sé qué no puedo averiguar cuál es el problema. I can figure this out. No puedo resolver esto. Ahora, dice aquí.
To access my email program, the monitor went black.
Okay. The monitor went black, he says, ¿no? Monitor went black. Es lo que les estaba diciendo. Pueden decir turn black o go. Went es el pasado de go, ¿no? Entonces el monitor se puso negro. So the monitor went black. Okay.
It sounds like there's a problem with the display.
Let me shut down the computer and then try one more time.
If that fails to work, you
Okay, if that fails to work. What is that, Jose? If that fails to work.
Face to work. Como si, pues si falla. de nuevo.
Ajá. If that fails to work. So that means, bueno, si no funciona,
Ujú.
if that fails to work, you can try something different. Bueno, ok, vamos a seguir analizando esto en la siguiente clase, ¿sale? Vamos a seguir analizando esto en la siguiente clase y bueno, vale, pues eso es todo por ahora. Entonces nos estamos viendo. Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
See you.
Thank you,
Teacher. Bye.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.